Welcome to the channel, and here's a little update. Now, before I was making videos on my 1995 Firebird, although what happened was something happened and I no longer have the 1995 Firebird. I'm no longer in Oregon, we're back in Tennessee, and this is my new base model 2005 Impala with the 3.4 liter V6, but trust, no doubt, this is indeed a race car, and I'm going to show you why. Now, I'm going to throw up a few photos here as I go around the car of what it looked like when I first got it and what it looks like now. Now, a couple things that have been done to this car. We have custom headlights. Not much, but the LED bar makes quite the biggest difference. We've got Pontiac rims. Don't know how to get them off because they use a special lug nut, but they fit the car pretty well. Moving around to the back, as this being the base model, most people know the base model does not come with the spoiler. So I went around to the lovely pull apart and picked myself up a lovely spoiler. Got a little crack in the bumper there from where I backed into my teacher's car. And other than that, I haven't really changed much. Going to the inside, we took out the seats and replaced them with these custom red leather racing harness seats. It does not have the harness. That stain was not there yesterday. And yeah, now as you will see, as every teenager needs, we have the tacky lighting that only looks good at nighttime. Trust and believe, it does not look good during the day. We have dirty carpets, and per GM 90s to early 2000s courtesy, cracked interior. This happened when I was putting the radio in. This happened when I was taking the dash out. This happened when I was checking the fuses. And this happened I don't know when. Now, apart from the custom radio, we also have improved speakers, as these blow really easily, and this one was blown when I first got it. So we have two 300 watt JVC 6x3s in both doors. Moving along to the back here, ignore my hot pocket. Moving along to the back, we have two 15-inch subs in a carbon fiber Rhino line box. No, they do not work because I do not have an amp, nor do I have the money for them. When I first got the car, it did not have the hydraulics, so I went to pull apart and got those. This car also, as well, did not have this trim piece, so I've replaced that. And it also does not have the right side rocker panel. That is something I will replace eventually, among also the speaker cover. Because if you've had one of these cars, you will know that this speaker cover is the most brittle thing in the world. I guarantee you, if I drop a pin on that one over here, it will shatter. Now, a couple things I want to do to this car. First, tints. Second, tints. And third, paint job. Now, the bad thing about this car is, well, this. I've had to break into a few times where I locked in my keys and it leaks water. Now, while I was at pull apart, I had originally picked up a new seal. Although I should have got this seal, because this seal is what keeps the water out, not this. Okay. And as you can see here, what happens is the seal presses up against the window thing, right? And it keeps the water out. This one no longer does that. It's bent, along with the door itself is also bent out of shape. Now, moving on to the motor, what we have done is absolutely nothing. All right. This car comes with custom, I believe, blown head gaskets. The reason I say that is because of the large amount of oil around the head gaskets, and what I believe to see is gasket sealer right there. This car also comes with a supercharger, also known as a bad power steering pump. Okay, and not sure how I got this, but I put a quote-unquote cam in it, and now every time I start it, it has a chop to it. Giving you a nice little look at the headlights here when they're on. Very crispy, very clean. Personally, This is a great car. Now, let's move on to the sound. Okay. Now, one thing that was brought to my attention is that my car, even though it is a base model, has an RPM gauge, which is apparently extremely rare. And I noticed this when I was going through pull apart, that indeed it was, because on every base model there, because they did not have any 3.8s or the other one, it had a fuel gauge for this one, temperature gauge for this one, and the mile per hour right in the middle. So I don't know. I believe this is a aftermarket, or not aftermarket. I believe this is a new gauge cluster because it looks rather brand new. But anyway, let's get into the startup. Also, might I mention, I don't have traction control. Every time I turn on the car, I notice a series of lights. One being low battery, door ajar because the door is open, security, service traction system, change engine oil, low washer fluid, and it repeats. Another one you might see is going to be low oil pressure. I believe it's because the sensor. It might be because it has a blown head gasket. And the security is because, well, as you can see, my key is in the on position, but I can start it with no key, right? As well as the fact that I can literally just turn it on with just the tip. Like, you can use a knife on this. But anyway, here's a cold start, or a lukewarm start. Let's get a cold rev, shall we? Listen to that supercharger roar. Oh my goodness. Oh yes, this is indeed a Hellcat. I will flash up a video here of what it sounds like when it actually shows the cam. Now, I believe when the cam shows up is after it's been driven rather hard, which is just about every time I hop in the driver's seat and let it sit for a second and then get back in and start it back up is when the cam shows up. I want to mention there's something I'm going to be doing. I'm going to flash up a series of vehicles that I will be trying to get. Now, this is the start. This car was bought by my mother's friend for $3,200 for her. Then it was given to me, and now I'm trying to sell this for $3,000. Now, somebody's told me that if I get new rotors and brake pads, because the rotors are absolutely gouged to hell, they will buy this car for $2,800. Now, what are you going to do with $2,800? Well, I'm going to buy this car right here for $2,000. This is a 1995 300ZX automatic. I believe it to be a base model, not the twin turbo. Now, the goal is I'm going to get this car, put new tires on it, get it registered, and do something with it from there. Altogether should cost me around $2,800. Now, after this car, I'm going to sell that for $4,500, $4,500, and buy this Mustang right here. I believe this to be a 2006 GT. It has custom exhaust, fiberglass hood, and all that jazz. Now, what will I be doing with this car? I plan to repaint it and resell it for how much, you may ask? $6,000. Now, what do you do with the $6,000? I'm going to buy yet another 95 Trans Am. Now, what I had before was this car right here, which you've seen in a previous video. This was my 1995 Firebird. What happened to the 1995 Firebird was my grandma's moving, have no place to store it, and the car doesn't run, so it has to go to a junkyard. Very unfortunate, but when looking at the possibility that I can go from a 2005 Impala to a 300ZX to a 2006 GT Mustang to a 1995 Trans Am with a 6-speed manual, exhaust, and everything I could ever want is absolutely amazing. But, that is only if hope is on my side. I have a buyer for this car for $2,800 as long as I do the brakes. And I think I will be able to get the 300ZX. Although the guy said his Mercedes was broken and that he might be using the car. But I'm sure if I flash 200 bands in his face, 200 bands, no. But I'm sure if I show him 2,000 cash, he will let me have the car. In which I will sell, buy the Mustang, sell, buy the Trans Am, and then, yeah. And if you don't understand why I love this Trans Am, I'm just gonna show a video. Just listen.
I love this car. It's so perfect. The whole thing is just.
Yeah, I've always liked them too, man. And it's a 6-speed. That's what made me get it.
Yeah. Mine's got 2 less cylinders, but it's got a manual, so it's enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got one of the same body style.
Yep, 95 though. No T-tops.
That's what this is.
Yeah. Oh my God. This thing is so perfect.
It ain't perfect.
Oh my fucking God.
I mean, come on. Like, you don't, come on. Like, come on. Let's be serious. That is really hot. Imagine if I can get that before my senior year of high school. My insurance is going to love me. I am not going to love my insurance. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. That is my plan. That is my goal. Will I accomplish it? Maybe so. Maybe not. I definitely will. But time will tell. My next video will probably be either me painting this car or me selling this car and me buying the 300ZX. Huh? We hope so. But anyways, all of you lovely people, have a great rest of the day, night, morning, evening, afternoon, wedding anniversary, whatever it may be. And yeah, just wait for the next one.